Hey, Terry Van over here, divorce strategist. I'm going to be talking about what to do if you're struggling with feeling vulnerable and trusting again in your next relationship. If you've come out of divorce and it was horrendous and it was toxic and you had parental alienation and you were drugged through the ringer, and I get it. I know it can be hard to start over and to let all that go and not let it to bleed into your current relationship. So we're going to talk about that, but first I want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. I got on my red and pink, and I got on my necklace by the kid's stepmom. So she got me some new makeup, some new jewelry. I'm all ready for Valentine's Day. So I just want to wish y'all all a happy Valentine's Day too, whether you're spending it pampering yourself or spending it with someone new or someone, you've been with for a while. So happy Valentine's Day. And so what do you do if you are in a current relationship? So I had a gentleman that asked me, he said, look, T, I am in a current relationship and she's great, but I can't seem to let go of all the shit that my ex-wife put me through. I'm really struggling to be open and vulnerable. And firstly, that's amazing that you acknowledge that and you see that and I'm struggling with this. And hey, that's great right there. Just the fact that you acknowledge it and you're being open and you're asking for support, that's being vulnerable right then and there. So I acknowledge you for that and understand that's a big step forward. Just the fact that you've opened up and admitted this is what's going on. And, I teach a lot about forgiveness. So if you have not tapped into some of my forgiveness videos about letting go of the grudges and letting go of the toxic feelings that someone gave to you, that I want you to go through the forgiveness for that, because when you're holding on to that, you're just hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself, you're hurting your kids. So if you are holding on to a grudge with your ex-wife, and in this case, it sounds like this gentleman's even keeping himself distanced from his current relationship. I mean, this is what I'm talking about energetically. When you're holding on to that negativity, you are keeping a space between the ones you love. But here's the kicker. Energetically, you're keeping yourself entangled with the person that you don't want to be around anymore. So that's like the irony when you haven't forgiven. And please look up forgiven, because I have kind of a specific definition on what that means. So when you are still entangled with this person, energetically, you're keeping your distance from those people. And you have to trust that you can handle whatever shows up, right? That you can handle whatever future hurt you may think. And that's the thing, you're protecting yourself. You're protecting yourself from being hurt again, which understandably. But that protection is keeping a wall from everyone that you love and keeping you engaged with the person that you don't want to be engaged with. So letting that go. And I have a specific unburdening or forgiveness exercise that I give to my clients, where I walk them through the steps of forgiveness and what you need to do and when it's appropriate to, and when you're ready. So we're talking about that, but also about being open and vulnerable. By being vulnerable, you're actually going to find your strength. You're going to find your courage in that by being vulnerable, by opening yourself up to that. So a couple of steps, right, is letting go. The first thing is processing the anger and letting go energetically of that tie of that person who hurt you, right? So that you can be closer to your children and closer to the ones that you love. I was telling a story about someone who had betrayed me, and it was a family member. It was not a spouse or my ex, but it was a family member. And I know I carried around a lot of toxicity and a lot of anger around that, because it was a pretty devastating event in our lives as a family. And the thing is, right, I was angry. And I knew it, and I hadn't quite gotten to the part where I was like, okay, I'm ready to unburden myself. I'm still kind of processing my anger. But my aha moment came when I was in the kitchen and one of my kids had mentioned this person's name, and all three of my kids kind of rolled over their eyes to see, like, what's mommy gonna do? What's she gonna say? You know, how's she gonna react? Because we just mentioned the person who cannot be named. And that was my like aha moment. Okay, I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready to unburden myself of this. I'm no longer going to carry this anger around, because not only is it keeping me emotionally engaged with the person that I don't want to be engaged with anymore, that I'm trying to have the healthy boundaries with, but they're controlling my thoughts, they're controlling my feelings, they're controlling my emotions, and I'm not having that anymore. But, you know, it's also keeping my children from me. It's not allowing them to be who they want to be around me. You know, energetically, it's pushing my own children away. And not to mention my husband, because it was his, you know, his family member. So, you know, no way, I don't want that. So I released myself of that. And that's a big part of what we're going to do at our men's intensive this February the 20th at 10 a.m. Central Time. I'm going to be giving you real tools, real exercises, real things to think about as you're showing up in these relationships, right? And so that you can let go of the past relationships and be present in your current relationship. And the thing is, with this gentleman, he was painting his current, you know, partner with the same paintbrush that his ex, you know, kind of clouding his relationship with her. And you know, so I kind of framed it like, well, would you want her to do that to you? Would you want her to treat you as though you are her ex-husband? No, nobody wants to be that. You aren't. She's not. So don't keep treating her like that. That's not fair to her, and it's not fair to you. And it's keeping y'all energetically apart when you could be open and loving and more vulnerable to her and have a better relationship. So we're going to be talking about relationships. I'm going to give you the 3 steps for creating healthy boundaries, whether it's with a high conflict ex or with, you know, future people that you're going to be dating. I'm going to show you how to let go. I'm going to give you my 3 strategies to healing abandonment so that you can feel more confident faster and you can love yourself and feel worthy of anything. And I'm going to show you how to stop feeling like a failure after divorce. So join me on February 20th at 10 a.m. Central Time. It's going to be amazing. I've even developed some time in there where we can really get to know each other. It's a very interactive, dynamic presentation. It's not just me sitting there and yapping at you. We're going to be really digging in deep together so that you can get past this and heal from your divorce even faster. And I've put in some time so that you can meet other men that are going through exactly what you are going through, so you can get that camaraderie and get that support from others who understand. So I cannot wait to see you on February 20th. The link is in my bio, and don't forget to register. All right, happy Valentine's Day. I will see you soon.